On ONSD hunt days, I always start with breakfast at Liberty. Good morning. It's Saturday, April 29th, and I'm walking down a road through a forest planted, I don't know, 25, 30 years ago. Just found out this forest was planted on what used to be farm fields. Walking down for the ONSD hunt number 4 for the year. There's two 1700s properties that we're going to detect. They're both, 3 football fields, 4 football fields of walking. There's not a lot of parking, so I'm going to walk and see what we can find. Good morning. Walking down the road. It's beautiful, slightly cool morning. A little misty, though it wasn't supposed to rain at all today. We're supposed to get some sun, but whether we do or not, it's okay. So I love all these trees. Again, this is the ONSD hunt, Old North State Detectorists, for number 4 for the year. The mini hunt got postponed from last weekend, and it's going to be next weekend, but I'm going to be at NoGA Live next weekend, and I can't wait. So let's see what we find. So I'm over here by this one cabin, 1700s. And I dug right over there in the leaves. I moved him this thing, which is really cool looking. It rang like an 80s. But the ground here is full of crazy signals. I'll have to show you. Look at that decorativeness. It's got these holes, and then there's that little attached swingy thing. I don't know what it is. We'll have to look at it later. And I'm trying to find a signal here that's got a good strong 80 signal, but the ground here is so trashy. In fact, let me see if I can show you on my detector the craziness that's going on with the signals. And put that safely away. Move my shovel. Well, I can't hear it. I guess I don't have it plugged in. Hold on. But see, the numbers are jumping all over, and it's just all this static in my ears. It's craziness. But then every now and then there's this really nice 80 signal popping up. And now I can't find it. It's just staticky, staticky, staticky. Oh, and then right there's the 85. And then it disappears. It's a really nice 85 signal. It's very similar to what I dug, that piece over there. Oops. Let's try that again. Strong 80s, 90s signal. Oops, right there. It's some sort of cog of some sort. I don't know, or maybe a valve. I don't see anything on it. It's so, well, we'll take it. So I just had an 80s, 90s signal, and I popped it right out. It's a big round thing. Let's see what it is. It's a big, huge, round thing with a hole in the middle, and I don't know what it is. Interesting. All right. It's a big old tree that came down. I think somebody's detected around it. I'm going to work my way to the root ball and look around. It's a big old tree that came down. Just dug a 60 signal. I've never dug one of these. And what it is it has the metal on one side, still has the attached to the mason jar lid. Just trying to see if I could see what it says for ball mason jars. So I'm right next to where the big old tree split off. It's a big, huge tree. And you can see there's a modern house there, but there is the old house. People are detecting around it. Someone said they found a spoon. We'll see what else we find. So in the same hole with the big nail, I got this plate. It's got some bumps on it. I don't know if it's part of the stove or what. It's kind of interesting. So, oh well, we'll take that. And so here's the other side of that big tree. I love the little hole and the moss growing on it. And you can see, just such a pretty day. It's just not too hot. It's just good because I like to wear my long sleeve jacket. It's thick. If it starts to rain, it wicks. And it also just protects me from the thorns. It's a nice jacket. Really like it. I have to go up and take some closer pictures of the house. And right here on the ground, I found a skull. I'm gonna keep that. Look at the canine teeth in that. I bet it was a dog. Or maybe a coyote. There's the old cabin. You can see the chimney on the side. Neat. Well, I don't know what this is. I can't tell if it's heavy because it's got mud in it or if it's heavy because it feels like it's brass. Right here by the house. And I'm gonna check the hole. Here's a better view of the chimney, the original old log cabin part. Wow. Walking to the second cabin location for the find of the day. I didn't make it down here to hunt. This is where it was all torn up. They cut down all the big trees. And the cabin's up there. Let's see what everybody found.
And then the boundary.
Well, that one's gonna go with the other skull that's at school. So all the finds. Do I? So I have my old razor parts here. I'll have to show more about it later. Lots of cool pieces of iron and little bottles. Eric gave me these shotgun shells. I'm going to clean them up and ID them because I love shotgun shells, the old ones. I didn't find an old one. I found a new one. And there's a Rogers silver plate spoon from that first house. Where's the pocket watch case? Oh, right there, yeah.
83 or 88. That's an Indian too. Did you find it?
You found an Indian?
That looks like a
Cane handle. It's the top of a cane. It's got
No, that's the leg off the chair.
I don't know. We were looking at it. I don't know. We were looking at it. Looks more like a cane head now.
It's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then it's on a ball.
Because you would normally have the claw would be not on the floor like that. It would be flat.
flat on the floor.
And it might be a monkey's paw or a person's hand because it's got five fingers.
I'd be willing to call that a cane.
That is
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
All right, so that's the first thing. That's the first thing being entered. Let's make a little space.
You and me.
both of us.
Okay.
Well, now wait, he's a judge, so he can't judge his own.
I'll stay. I'll let you be the one that found it.
Okay.
All right, so you're the finder. All right, who wants to go next?
I found my
Don't
silver plated spoon. I think someone was researching it. I think somebody said they thought it was 1800s, the 1920s or 30s.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure of the age of that, but that's the first of those I've ever found. But I think the spoon is my
What makes
pick.
that old is this.
Right?
Yeah.
Cool.
Nice.
All right, that's good. Here, let's make a little more space.
That's a lot.
Apologize if I'm mixing things up. We just need a little space on that table. All right, who wants to go next?
Got a, I think is a piece of a stirrup with brass.
Yes.
Looks like it's been broke off. You know, that's probably about a quarter of it or maybe a third of it. But yeah, it's really heavy and heavy duty, but yeah, it broke. But at least I got that much of it.
Cool. Put it up here.
Go ahead and put it with the, there you go. Well, I'll go ahead and go next, and I'm going to be honest with you. I'm having a hard time deciding. Let me see if my good buddy Robert Underwood replied. No, he didn't.
That's cheating.
I was trying to get his input to see if he thought this was a sash buckle, because I know he's found more stuff like that than I
That
have.
looks like a sash buckle.
And I was kind of thinking this might be a sash buckle. And I'm going to say it's like the early version of Chanel, and you know these guys that are doing it today, they copied off of this person that did it first. And it's hard to say how old that is because I don't have any information on it. And I know I normally say it's nice to only have one thing, but to be honest with you, I have a hard time deciding between that buckle and that buckle.
Here we go.
And then
Here we go.
And then this one, I was hoping that, this is probably going to be the best. I was hoping this would be like a brothel or something. It's a token. It's a token. And, first I thought maybe it was a foreign coin with a hole in the middle, but anyway, it ended up being a token, and somebody out in the field, John, I think it was John, was able to read that it said for amusement only, and I was like, oh shoot, it's just an amusement token. But I thought maybe brothel, amusement, but no. So I know, I'm getting there. So Linda, she looked it up on her phone, and because it says it's property of OK Vendor, so apparently OK Vendor made gambling slot machines in the 20s and 30s, and so this is a token from the slot machine from the 20s and 30s.
In Chicago.
They made them in Chicago. Now I'm sure they were gambling somewhere. It might have been Al Capone's. Yeah,
That's cool.
There you go.
that's my.
He said that fish rang up at a 27 on an Equinox.
Yeah.
That's silver.
And
I don't know if that's silver, but it ran up as a 27.
I know the guys that you've been forgetting to say it, but I found my stuff was all found down at this cabin on my left.
1690.
And I will say that this one of the interesting things was this was the last thing I found, and it was after everybody.
A cane top. I found a couple.
I recognized the majority of the stuff that was being found. It seemed like was being found on the left-hand side of the cabin. It seemed like there must have been some activity over there or something. And so everybody had left, and I was the only one left over there. And I started poking and getting what I usually do when it's a hunted out site. Just to let you guys know, and I'm sure some of you guys are probably doing it, but newer guys that might not realize. But if you're going to a site that's been hunted a lot, and it's probably hunted out, I'll start moving limbs around, fallen limbs, get them out of the way. I start getting my detector in between. If there's a tree here and a tree here, a lot of guys they'll come up along it and keep on going, and I'll get my detector head in between the trees. And that's what I did here, and I got it in between the trees, and that's where.
Since I don't find many buttons, I gotta enter it. It's headlight button from overalls, patent around the 20s. They had some military too, but when I did the research, the little design in the middle was from work overalls. I found it at the cabin up there around back, so if I had overalls go with it, when I researched, I'd be in the money. But
Yeah.
but
Yeah, put it over.
Put it over there.
There you go.
And what else?
Who else wants to?
I'll go with my flat button. It's we always call it a coin flat button because it's a little bit heavier than the other flat buttons. It would have had a shank on the back. Once the shank broke off, somebody actually drilled the holes through it so they could reuse it again. Usually the flat buttons are early to mid 1800s, so I'll enter that one.
Nice.
Wow, that's cool. Wow. All right, who else?
Okay, I don't really have a great find, but I want a special category for heaviest group of finds. I'm not kidding. It tore through my bag. It must be, I don't know, 10 pounds and plus my 2 jars. So that's the heaviest, I think that's the heaviest group of finds I have ever found. So I think I should have a special.
And it's wrong because we decided in your favor, but
Oh man,
We went for the
that
token.
you?
that's me.
It was just too cool.
That's me. All right.
It was just too cool.
and
All right,
you
so-
are second.
You were very close second.
So I got the find of the day. Thank you very much.
The little finds wrap up. Found this cool skull. Look at the tooth on that. I'm going to take that one to school. I'll clean that up a little bit before. Found this cool part of a shaver. It's, I'll clean it up more and share it later, but it says Eagle improved above all. It's got that little key that operates an adjuster. So pretty cool from the 1900s. Detected this, and it's the inside of a ball jar lid. This also has to do with shaving. This is actually where you would have razor blades in it, which is kind of cool. I have to clean that up as well. Eric gave me his shotgun shells. I dug one, but it was a modern one, but he's got all these old ones he didn't want, and I'm going to clean them up and date them because I love doing that. I also got this big old sprockety. Somebody said it was to a motorcycle, but I'm not sure. I'll get Dad to look at it. And let's see what else. And a couple other things. This round thing, which is kind of light, so like aluminum. And then this, I don't know what it is. So there are my finds. And this was another nice day. A little piece of, I don't know what that is. I have to clean that up. So there were my finds. It was another nice day here. So I just love this space. It's beautiful out here. You know, these 600 acres altogether. He's got different properties. So today was the 1,700 cabins, which I did one, and just the trees in the woods, and enjoyed it. It's just a fun day, and it's lovely. It's slightly cool. I think it's going to be warmed up more. I did have to take my coat off, but another nice time at hunt number 4 for the Old North State Detectorists here in North Carolina, the ONSD. Also got my prize for last hunt where I had the best find with my 1813 large scent. It's a nice silver dollar. 2013 Walking Liberty. Thanks for watching the Old North State Detectorists hunt number 4. Like and subscribe to my video channel. And follow me on Instagram.